Hi, I'm Praneeth. In this session, I'm going to explain class and object basic example program. This is another basic example program. So before that, let me see the definition of class once again. See here, this is a class template. So to create a class, we must use a keyword class, space, class name, inside the flower braces, data members and member functions. Okay, so class is a combination of data members and member function. Okay, so what is a data member? Data members means nothing but variables. Data members are variables. Okay, so what does variable will hold? Variable contains information. Variables are used to store information. Okay, so data members are variables. And what is the purpose of member function? Member functions are used to process. Member functions are used to process, access these data members. Okay, so member functions will help to access these data members. So accessing means giving input to the data members or providing values to the data members. Okay, and printing the data members. Clear? So assigning values to the data members and printing the data members is called accessing. Accessing takes place with the help of member function. So here you got a clear idea about what is data member and what is a member function. Data members means variables used to store information, and these variables are processed or accessed with the help of member function. Okay, I said class provide security for the data members. Yes, class provides security for the data, that is variables. How means already I have shown example. So above the data members, if you write private, it is a keyword. If you write a private access specifier followed by colon, it gives security for the data members. Okay, so who are eligible to access these private data members? Means the only members which are inside of the class are eligible to access these private data members. Okay, so let me show one example, and here we have creation of object. So how to create an object? We need to create an object in the main function. How to create an object means class name space obj. Okay, then simply writing the function is not enough. We need to call the function. Okay, so all these things I will show in the example. See here we have an example. I have created one class. Class name is employee. In the pair of braces there are two data members. One is EMPID, one is salary. Both are under private. Okay, so private data of a class can be accessed within the class by a class member only. Okay, so what are the class members? Data members and member functions. Okay, so data members are accessed with the help of member function. Why? Because member function is also present inside the class. Okay, and member function, a function is used to access or process the data members. Means function is eligible to provide a input and print the data members. Clear? So if you see here, I have created one function inside the class. Function name is show, data type is void. So with the help of cin, I am giving values. Cin, what is the variable name? Data member name, salary, cin EMPID. Okay, so this text as usual it will print on the output screen with the help of cout. Okay, and with the help of another cout, I am printing ID, employee ID, and I am printing employee salary. Okay, so in the main function I have created an object. Okay, how to create an object? Class name. What is the class name? Employee. Okay, so object names is obj. Okay, simply writing the function is not enough. Already we have learned in C language. What we need to then? We need to call that function compulsorily. How to call? In C language generally we call the function with its function name, but here as it is a class and object, we need to add a obj, object also. Object dot show. Obj dot function name is show. Okay, so this is how we need to access the member function present which is inside the class. Okay, so how it is able to access a function which is inside the class means, here if you see, this function is under public access specifier. Okay, so that's why obj is able to access this function. Why? Because this function is under public access specifier, but obj cannot access this emp id directly. Obj cannot access this emp id. Why? Because it is under private data of a class can access only which is a member which is inside the class. Okay, and I cannot access the salary. Why? Because it is a private data member. Okay, so private data member of a class can be accessed by the same member which is inside the class. Okay, so here member function is inside the class. This member function is inside the class. Only this function can access private data of a class. Why? Because both are inside of the class. Outside members cannot access the data. Okay, then how this obj object can access this function means function is under public. So if it is a public, happily we can access from anywhere outside of the class. Okay, so let me execute this program. So here it is asking enter employee details, salary and ID. See here, enter employee details, salary and ID. So with the help of cin, I can give input for salary, I can give input for employee ID. So see here, salary I am giving as 23 and emp ID. Next one is emp ID. So I am giving emp ID as 123. See here, first to see out is ID. That's why ID is printed first, and endl is there. So endl means next line. Salary is 23.23. Okay, so this is how you need to write class and object programs with the help of public and private access specifiers. Okay, so if you want to give the values directly, here you can give, or else if you want to give the input from the user, you need to take help of cin. Okay, and one more example I want to show you is see here we have another function, class student. What is the class name? Student. There are two data members, one is ID, one is number of integer type. Both are under private. Okay, so who are eligible to access the private data of a class? Only the members which are inside the class. See, this is the boundary of the class. The members which are inside of the class can access this private data. Who is there inside? One is data members, one is member function is there. So member function is also present inside the class. So by using this member function, we can access this private data of a class. Okay, so accessing means providing input, providing values, assigning values and printing. Okay, so with the help of this function, I am able to access the private data of a class. Okay, so in the main function we need to create an object, student space. See here, I have created two objects, S1 and S2. Okay, so here I am accessing this function. I am accessing data function. Okay, I am not allowed to access this private data, but I can access this function. Why? Because this function is under public access specifier. So I can happily access this function. So with the help of this function, I can access this private data. Okay, so this function acts as a mediator between outside object and private data. Okay, so here with the help of this function, I can able to access private data of a class. Okay, so from outside, how you will access, how you will print this print this private data. Means from outside we'll call this function. Okay, how to call you know already. Okay, so object dot function name. What is the function name? What is the object name? First object name is S1. What is the function name? Data. So S1 dot data. See here, S2 dot data. Two objects are there. Okay, so let me execute this program. Enter details. So first one is ID is there. See here, C in ID. ID I am giving as 100. Roll number it is asking. Roll number I am giving as 3. So ID is 100, number is 3. Again it is asking enter details. Why? Because there are two objects. So for that I am giving 200 and I am giving ID as 4. So ID is 200, number is 4. Okay. So let me write one cout here. Cout endl. Now see. Compile and run. Enter details. What is the first one? ID. ID is 123. Roll number I am taking as 100. ID is 123. Number is 100. Again we have another object, no, S2 object. For that object we need to give 321 and 001. So it will print ID is 321, number is 1. Okay. So like this we can create any number of object like S1, S2, S3, student 1, student 2, student 3, student 4, student 5 up to so on. Okay. Here the copy is 1, the class copy is 1, but here we are getting number of copies. Okay, that means blueprint is 1, sketch is 1, blueprint is 1, but here we are getting multiple copies. Okay, so here this is class is logical, object is physical. And one more thing is, when you create object only, the memory is allocated for this class template. Okay, so whenever you create an object only, the memory is allocated for this class template. That's why class is called logical, objects are called physical. Okay, so whatever the outcome, that is output we are getting with object is through classes only. Okay, so that's why objects are defined from classes. Clear? So class is the blueprint for objects. Collection of objects is called class. Instance of a class is called object. Instance means copies. Copies of a class is called object. So S1 is having same copy. S2 is also having same copy. Same copy means the data which is defined, the rules which are defined in the class are same. Okay, so everyone will have ID, every student will have number. Okay, so student 1 will have ID, student 1 will have number, student 2 will have ID, student 2 will have same number. Okay, so blueprint is 1, but we can create n number of copies. Clear? So that's why object is called instance of a class, means copies of a class. Objects are the copies of a classes. So this is all about basic class and object programs. If you have any doubts, please watch again. Definitely you will get understand. Still, if you have any doubts, please post your doubt on the comments. Thank you for watching. Please share to your friends. Please subscribe my channel to get new notifications, that is new updates. Thank you.